Dead or Alive Dimensions is a 3DS exclusive fighting game from 2011 that you've likely never played or even heard of, based off how rare and pricey used copies are. I paid about $60 for a used CIB copy, and that was the least expensive one I could find. Gameplay-wise, this title is pretty much a graphically toned-down version of Dead or Alive 5, my second favorite fighting game of all time, although it definitely does have its fair share of differences, some for better, some for worse when compared to DOA 5. Story-wise, it's a super condensed form of the story of Dead or Alive 1 through 4. I found it a little odd that you'd sometimes have the same cutscenes play multiple times as you progressed in the story, as you played with different characters, but at least you can skip the cutscenes if you want to. And the story was pretty short, taking maybe 4-ish hours to beat, although it was sometimes literally just two people meeting each other and engaging in a fight for no reason at all. Like I said about the fights themselves, this game is kind of a graphically lowered version of DOA 5, but it had its fair share of differences, like missing some moves here and there, or being a bit more finicky than other games in the series that I've played. Maybe this wasn't an issue with the game itself and just an issue with the joystick, but it needed more precise angles than DOA 5 and 6. E.g., you might need to hold the joystick at a 90-degree angle down to the right for one of Helena's kicking combos. On DOA 5 and 6, that move will register if your angle is a little off, maybe more like a 75 or an 80-degree angle, but it's less likely to register on the 3DS. And obviously, not having two bumpers and two triggers took some getting used to, as is the case with an Xbox controller. For those who don't know, the 3DS only has two triggers, which made tag matches a little odd. And further adding to the complexity of tag matches, I didn't like them for a couple reasons. 1. You only get to control one character, the computer controls the other. And 2. It'll just randomly tag itself in at random times without warning. That or I was doing something wrong. But with that being said, I avoided tag matches outside of the story mode. Of course, this game has all the modes you'd expect from a fighting game: 1v1 versus, an arcade mode, and even a survival mode, with 4 difficulty modes to choose from. It had online multiplayer at one point, but RIP 3DS online services, although I believe this game has local multiplayer options. And DOA Dimensions has a surprisingly large character roster of 25 characters, unlocked through the story and arcade modes, with each character having 3 costumes, although I didn't bother to unlock everybody. I'd probably say Hayabusa and Tina are my fave DOA characters. As a final note, the soundtrack and sound effects were pretty good for what this fighting game is. In conclusion, I give Dead or Alive Dimensions a 9.2 out of 10 by my grade scale. A similar fighting game I'd suggest I cannot talk today would be Girl Fight and of course the other DOA games. Well, that is all from me for today, y'all. I hope somebody enjoyed my review of this 3DS fighting game. Tell me down in the comments, have you played this game? What do you think of it? Thanks to my wife for helping me record my gameplay footage. And thank you for watching. For anybody new to my channel, I mostly play, review, and discuss zombie and horror games, with sometimes other topics like today. So feel free to check out some of my other content if that maybe sounds interesting. Always remember that God loves you all very much. Have a blessed day. Peace.